biochemistry na lang, nagklase pa ganit ta kaina sa TikTok, biochemistry. Magpatinig ka ako, biochemistry gyapon.
Hi everyone! Welcome to another episode of Science Says. Have you ever wondered how pollution affects our cells, not just our lungs or water, but at microscopic level? Today we're diving into how environmental toxins can actually damage lipid-based cell membranes and what it tells about the health of entire ecosystems. Let's start with the basic. Cell membranes are made up of lipid bilayers, basically two layers of fatty molecules. These lipids create a flexible barrier that protects the cell and controls what goes in and out of the cell. Kind of like a high security border.
But when toxins like heavy metals, pesticides, and industrial chemicals enter the environment, they can integrate into these membranes. Some toxins insert themselves into the lipid bilayer, disrupting its structure, while others oxidize the lipids, making the membrane leaky and unstable. And when the membrane is damaged, it's not just a local problem. Cells can maintain balance, lose essential ions, and even trigger cell death. Multiply that by billions of cells in fish, insects, or plants, and it becomes a threat to entire populations. So what does it mean for ecosystems? If enough organisms are affected at the cellular level, we start to see weakened food chains, decline in species, and even ecosystems collapse. Studying cell membranes give us an early warning signs that the canary in the coal mine.
Humans are exposed to biologically active substances, chemicals from food, drugs, pollution, and toxins. We can understand how these chemicals perturb human biology over time with epidemiological studies, which may last for many years. Systems toxicology provides a holistic, quantitative, and mechanistic approach to the investigation of the biological effect of exposure to chemicals. It allows us to determine the effects of various substances on molecules, cells, tissues, organs, and ultimately on the organism as a whole. Polluted air, for example, contains toxicants such as carbon monoxide and solid particles. These compounds can cause DNA mutations, dysfunctional cell growth, and ultimately tumour formation. For a complex mixture such as polluted air, it's essential to understand the specific mechanisms of action in order to accurately predict effect levels. Systems toxicology uses big data analysis with informatics and artificial intelligence tools to build mathematical models that predict how biological networks will be disturbed by exposure to various chemicals. Systems toxicology also helps translate the results obtained in vivo and in vitro laboratory models to real-world human and ecosystems. We can measure the level of a chemical's effects and compare it with the effects of other chemicals. Systems toxicology is a predictive field that combines advanced techniques in science, engineering, and computing to provide an integrated view of toxicological systems from the molecule level to the population level. A novel discipline with applications across food, pharmaceutical, medical, and environmental fields, systems toxicology is continually evolving to consider susceptibility factors and become increasingly personalized.
It's fun to think that by studying how a toxin affects a single cell, we could predict how a river, a forest, or even a coral reef might respond.
That's why environmental toxicology is so important. By monitoring cell membrane damage in wildlife, scientists can act early to clean up pollutants and protect biodiversity before it's too late.
Thank you for exploring the microscopic world with us. Next time you hear about the pollution, remember, the health of a single cell can reflect the health of our entire planet.
Hashtag the top green! Sorry mga ka-invite!
Ay, sakto jud ang ingon ni ma'am. Biochemistry is important. Sige, oy. Ligo sa ko. Klase pa na mo niya.
Ikaw!
Ano?
Kwento. Biochemistry mo!
Day. Last ba yung pindakan nato, Day? Dana makapasar kita, Day. Oh my God.
Bagsak mo, ikaw ito pinaka-first log exam.
Napot gari. Final term na balas na ka.
Tanawag si sir.